Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me again. If you're catching it on the replay, please give me a thumbs up. My name is Greg, or as you can see here at Iron Kong. But today I just want to do another quick stream um, about this weekend's past events. But I want to start off not with boxing, but with MMA and um, and the Bellator 237. I want to speak specifically about the main event. The main event was contested from was contested between Quinton Hampage Jackson, formerly known as Rampage Jackson, and Fyodor, the last emperor, Emelianenko. And it was a great event. I love the idea that Bellator is keeping up with going over to Japan to hold events and to do cross promotion stuff with Rising. You know, anybody who has followed MMA for some time knows that the Japanese MMA scene is just starting to make a comeback with Rising. After Pride FC fell off, there have been a few, upstart promotions like Dream or Sengoku, but those didn't really catch on. But Rising is doing some big things, and Bellator on the Scott Coker is, in my opinion, doing something great in terms of going back to Japan and reconnecting, doing cross promotion. But this main event for Bellator 237 was absolutely dreadful. And I gotta tell you, man, if anybody has followed MMA for any time, you know about Quinton Rampage Jackson. This is a man who's been fighting primarily early in his career over at Pride FC, right, over in Japan. And he used to fight in the 205-pound division, which is light heavyweight division over in the US, in the UFC. But he was a 205-pounder and very exciting guy, very explosive, and always, gives a good fight. What's good, Angel Santos? How you doing, man? Let me know if you want to jump on. But yeah, Quinton Jackson is still fighting. He's 41 years old. I haven't seen him fight in a long time. He's now in Bellator. He had a semi-decent run in the UFC when he first came over from Pride, when UFC made an acquisition to buy up all the Pride roster and all of that. He came over. He was one of the primary athletes to come over. And he knocked out Chuck Liddell, beat Dan Henderson, and all of that. But since that time, it's been a steady decline of Quinton Jackson. Quinton Jackson is notoriously lazy. He's self-admitted that he doesn't like to train. He eats what he wants. He does what he wants. The problem is you can do that shit when you're young, not when you're old. And I think we saw on the weekend the final de-evolution of Quinton Rampage Jackson, and he turned into Quinton Hampage Jackson. This man came into the fight at heavyweight at 265 pounds. 265 pounds. This man looked like, I don't know what he looked like. He looked absolutely terrible. And just like Andy Ruiz, anybody who weighs in with a T-shirt on, you already know shit's going to go bad. So when I saw him in that T-shirt at the weigh-in, I knew this man is going to look awful. And let me share my screen because I want you to see Mr. Hampage Jackson in all his chubby glory. Let me share it here for you. That's Hampage. That is Hampage. Look at that gut. Look at them titties. This is a man who used to fight at 205 pounds. 205 pounds. And he came into this fight at heavyweight because Fyodor still fights at heavyweight at 265 pounds. He got knocked out in the first round. The first round. I don't know what Rampage is going to do now, but Rampage Jackson has to, in my opinion, he has to hang this shit up. He said after the fight, because people started, I'm telling you, Hampage Jackson, what's up, Red Glove Militant? Let me know if y'all want to jump on. Let's discuss this MMA talk first, because I'm telling you, Rampage Jackson used to be one of my favorite athletes when I used to watch Pride FC when he first came over to UFC. But this man, he's now a goddamn full-time Twitch streamer. That's all he does now. He sits in front of a TV like all these other gamer people, and he sits and he plays video games. That's not good for a man who has said multiple times that he doesn't like to train. When you're 41 years old, you can't get away with not training. Hampage Jackson for years now. Let me show you his record. At the good old Sherdog Fight Finder. Let me show you his record. Y'all know me. I like to pull this shit up. Let me drop the link in case y'all want to get on. There you go. So let me pull up the Fight Finder with Hampage here. So this is his Fight Finder, right? We're not going to go all the way back because he's been fighting for a long time. But here we go. We're starting from here. This is when he first came over from Pride, when he fought Chuck Liddell. Sorry. And he knocked out Chuck Liddell in the first round. This was a fight that happened once in Pride, in the Pride Grand Prix, and he beat up Chuck Liddell over there. That was when he was in his prime, and he manhandled Chuck Liddell. He came over to the UFC, again, knocked him out clean. Second fight, fought Dan Henderson, who was simultaneously holding, I think, the Pride 185 and I think, the Pride 205 belt, and he also had the UFC 185 belt. And Rampage now had the UFC 205 belt. So he was fitting to essentially unify all the major promotional belts, Pride and UFC, and he beat Dan Henderson by decision. This was his two best fights in the UFC. This is when he was with a guy called Juanito Ibarra, and Quinton was in immaculate shape. And then him and Juanito parted ways, and that was that. Lost to Forrest Griffin, had a third fight with Wanderlei Silva. Wanderlei Silva beat Quinton Jackson twice in Pride. He had a memorable knockout where he kneed Quinton Hampage. Well, at that time it was Rampage. Kneed him, made him, knocked him out, hung him on the ropes. You have to see it. It's on YouTube. And then we just go on. And you saw a gradual decline of Rampage. And, he was very iffy. He lost to Rashad Evans. Rashad essentially wrestled Quinton. Just wrestled him to death. And then he got pissed off. Oh, he don't want to fight me and all this bullshit. Then he beat Lyoto Machida, beat Matt Hamill. Lyoto Machida was a big win. I thought he was back. But then he beat Matt Hamill and then just went on a losing streak in the UFC. John Jones beat him up. Then Ryan Bader wrestled him to death again. Glover Teixeira again dominated him. And by this time, you could already see that Quinton Jackson was completely almost finished at the high level. He went over to Bellator, had some nothing fights. Really, I mean, TKO Joey Beltran, big deal. He was fat then. Christian Mpumbu knocked him out. And then, you just started seeing basically Rampage stop being a complete MMA fighter. A complete MMA fighter. Came back and lost to Muhammad Lawal. Muhammad Lawal pretty much, wrestled him again. Chael Sonnen wrestled him again. He beat Wanderlei Silva again. Who wanted to see the fight? I don't know. And then we see the fight with Fedor Emelianenko. Quinton Jackson is, in my opinion, finished as a fighter because he cannot stay disciplined. Sorry, Angel Santos. What's up, Charles D?
What's up, building?
Hold on. I see my partner Black here. How do you give people wrenches?
I'm not sure.
Shit. Black, how to give people wrenches? Get in the chat, people. Get in. Tell me how to give people wrenches and I'll do it. Anyway, what's up, Angel Santos?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Nothing, man. Going on about Hampage Jackson, who embarrassed himself over the weekend. That man looked like shit. Charles D, man. Come through in the chat, man. Come through on the panel, man.
That dude looked crazy.
You saw the fight?
I didn't even see the fight, man. I saw like a little highlight here and there on ESPN, but it was pretty bad, man. He looked bad.
That man came in at 265 pounds.
Yeah, I just heard like he got knocked out, and then a little highlight, little snippet here and there. That was bad, man.
Man, I mean, I'm watching this. I'm like, as I said earlier, when somebody weighs in with the t-shirt on, it's a bad day. It's a
Yeah.
bad day, right? And
Yep.
man, that man came to 200. Come on, man.
What
Charles D,
is?
what it do? What it do?
Charles
Not
D.
much. Surprised to see you live, brother. What's going on?
Hey man, y'all and people like you and Black and these people got me on live, man. Y'all got me in this bullshit now.
That's black. That's all black's doing.
Charles D, real quick, would you agree if Rampage Jackson was disciplined, had he been like a gym rat, he'd have been like 10 times better than he
just
could have
on
been?
pure, just on athleticism, that dude was a
Yeah.
freak of nature, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Imagine
I'm,
if he just would have been disciplined, man. That's crazy.
people seeing
Plus
Rampage
it,
Jackson don't know Rampage from before. Like
Yeah,
this dude was essentially running on just natural talent for years because he always said he doesn't train. He doesn't like training. You couldn't tell him shit. And he had a bad diet. And he used to make a big joke about that shit. But you can make a joke about that when you're in your 20s and maybe your 30s. When you're pushing 40 and the weight don't come off, I mean, this man, 265 pounds.
always thought
yeah, but
about
he's not
what
short, right?
Hmm?
He's heavyweight, ain't he?
he's 6'1".
Well, he has to be heavyweight now
Right,
because he doesn't train. He just fought on the weekend. You saw the fight, Charles? You saw him?
No, I was watching boxing,
Well,
but
hold on. Let me
then he fought Fedor, right?
Well, hold on. Let me share my screen. You're gonna see him right now. Hold on. Let me show you Hampage. Um,
Does he look
Yeah.
like he's in shape at least, or he looks like
what?
he just
Hold
coughed up?
on. Look at Rampage, dude.
Oh shit. That's
Yeah.
real? That's a real picture?
That's
Yeah.
just Saturday. That's in Japan last Saturday. That's Hampage now.
That is right now.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Currently. Yeah, man.
That motherfucker, he look
Yeah,
big. He's
but
he's out of shape.
Yeah, of course.
he's 6'1".
Wow.
He's 6'1", 260, pushing 270.
He let himself go. Jesus. He didn't look like that when he was fighting in the UFC.
Nope. When he came over first, like I was going through his record, and he used to fight at 205 pounds.
Yeah.
205 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, and I just came home. This nigga got to just came home weight.
I'm telling you, man.
You know
Man,
what I
it
always
was.
thought? You know what I always thought? I used to think back then, I was like, man, imagine if this dude get to like super middleweight, 168, he'd fucking destroy dude.
Hell no, but he'd pass out. He's not. I don't think he could ever hit 168.
Saying if he was like conditioned like that.
No,
he would
MMA
lose.
middleweight is 185.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's doable for 6'1". That's not bad.
Yeah, but he don't have them kind of discipline, bro.
Because he was fighting at 205, right?
205.
Damn. How the hell did he get 60? As an athlete,
Yeah.
you could see that, and you're like, you know what? Let me get right.
Well, what I'm saying, if he was disciplined, he could make 168. He'd have devastating power, like crazy, devastating one punch KO power at that way. Anybody.
But that's the
Imagine
problem. He used to have that. That's how he
He
knocked out
used
Chuck
to,
Liddell.
yeah.
But
What is his specialty? I know he's a striker. What is he, grappler? He's not like
his first
like a Daniel
specialty was
Cormier,
that.
right? He's not like a wrestler, right?
No, when he first came into MMA, he was a wrestler. He used that.
No, but
that
I
was
mean,
his,
does
his
he have that
base.
pedigree?
No, he doesn't have like an Olympic pedigree, but like
okay.
High school, maybe small college or whatever. But that was his first base, and then he developed because naturally he's fast, he could punch, do all that shit. So, and then in pride, what he was known for was that he used to just slam dudes, like a lot of body slams and all this bullshit.
I'm not even gonna lie. The first time I seen him, he power bombed the dude on his neck. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
That's fact.
Yeah, he power bombed.
The dude was out cold once he hit the floor. He didn't even have to punch the dude. The dude was out.
He power bombed Ricardo Arona.
Is that the one that he knocked him out off the slam?
Ricardo Arona.
Yeah, that's my first time seeing Rampage.
Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. Hold on. Yeah, Ricardo Arona. That was the slam that a lot of people took notice of him. It was because he was not supposed to win that fight. But let me see if I can pull it up.
Cause he slammed the hell out that dude. That dude had bounced off that canvas. It was a wrap. He was not moving.
Are you seeing this? See my screen?
Yeah, I can see it. Oh yeah. There goes the fold up. That's the slam right there. He didn't even have to hit him.
Hey, it was done. But that's Rampage at 205. That was in Pride FC in Japan, where he used to fight before he came to the UFC, right? But this man is now 265. So what he does now, essentially, he just sits at his desk and he does goddamn Twitch. Like he's a gamer now or whatever. And that's what he does.
Well, he's currently still active and not training.
Well, hey,
seems to be the theme right now, boy. Got Tank.
So
listening.
I'm gonna get to Tank. But I just wanted to go in on Rampage because it's a perfect example of how someone can be so talented and just be so undisciplined and just destroy his whole career. Because he was on when he left the UFC, he was on a 3-fight losing streak. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, he was still that active? I honestly didn't know he was active.
He was active, like but then in Bellator, he's not really that active. He's just not. I don't know why they have him, but I think they have him because he has his name still draws attention and whatever. But when I saw him announce to fight Fedor at heavyweight, I already knew this man was not in shape because Rampage at heavyweight cannot be in shape because he's notoriously lazy. So if he's not going to train to make 205, no, he's not going to train to be a fit heavyweight. So, I mean,
can you fight like that? Like he fought at Bellator, but is he still associated with the UFC, or is that like something that's a whole different umbrella?
No, that's a whole different league. UFC is like the top league in the States, like the top now. Then it's
because I seen a few people go to Bellator from UFC, and I'm thinking I thought they was all under one umbrella. They just fighting on different banners.
No. MMA and boxing are just they just develop differently. No. Same sport, different organizations, and that's it. Scott Coker runs Bellator, Dana White, and the new owners run the UFC.
Oh.
1-2 Kid, what's up, man?
It's a lot. It's enough money for him.
But I'm telling you, that's what happens to a supreme athlete when he's just lazy and he doesn't. So people now think that the fight was fixed because he got a first round KO.
Wait, he won or he lost?
He lost. He got knocked out by Fedor.
But why is it fixed? Fedor is. I'm surprised he's still fighting.
I think people just figure he just came in for a check and just.
Well, obviously you can see his body type is he ain't look like he thought it was gonna be a short night either for him or for Fedor. He confident with that body type.
I'm telling you exactly, like all gamers are heavy snackers, and I'm a gamer and I snack, so I understand, sir. But this man looked like God.
Is he 1 foot in, 1 foot out? Like, was this like, did he? Well, clearly he didn't take it serious, but I'm just trying to understand, like, how the hell did he let himself go like that?
He says he's going to train and go back down to 205. He's not going to go back to no 205.
That's a lot of weight, man. That's 60 pounds he got to knock off.
Well, I don't know what the fuck you going to do because he's 41 years old.
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying? And when you're not constantly in the gym like that at 41 years old, you're not going to lose no weight. You're not going to.
I could get it if it's a couple of pounds. You got to knock off 60. That's a 7-year-old child you're trying to shed. That's nothing. That's not nothing you sneeze at.
I'm telling you.
Unless he got the metabolism to do it. I mean, I don't know how he burns his weight, but I mean, that's a lot of weight to try to take off.
Well, that man said he's gonna make the weight and he's gonna be back at 205. He's not gonna be back on 205. Let me pull up the picture one more again of Rampage Jackson getting beat up. He said he felt like a hippopotamus and he couldn't move. Let me try to pull up.
Shit, did he not see himself before he walked out?
Let me pull up Hampage with that belly again, bro. Hold on, because this dude looks like Jesus Christ. No. Where is it? Hey, yo, Black, I already gave you a wrench, man. You have a wrench in the chat already. Right? Where is it? Share the screen.
Yeah, he was blue when I came in.
Yeah. So, are you seeing this? Look at his belly.
Oh, shit.
God damn.
Like melted ice cream.
Isn't Fedor older than him?
Yeah. But
Damn,
Fedor has always, I don't know, even in Pride, he looked like that. He's never looked in shape. Never.
But Fedor he's active.
Yeah, he's active. He's active.
Yeah, I don't see him getting back to 205. Maybe 230.
Well,
an in shape 230, like cut up, I could see. 205, I can't see him getting down there. He's gonna have to hire a nutritionist. He got to be super dedicated to get that shit off.
But that's always been his issue, though. He's always been ill-disciplined. Always for his whole career. But you know, as I said, you could do that when you're in your 20s. You know what I mean? When you just run 2 miles and you drop 10 pounds, right? You can't do that shit when you're pushing 40. You can't do that. So
I done hit 40. It's a wrap. I can't. My metabolism's not burning as fast as it used to. My weight's starting to stick to me. I'm serious. I was 180 all the time. Now I'm 215, 210. But I just came home from prison. I was eating all kinds of weird shit, the shit that I wouldn't eat on the street. But it's just not gonna stick. Maybe if I played basketball or something, I'd knock it back down to like 2. Because this feels weird. I'm like, oh God. So 260? Sheesh. I mean,
that's bigger than Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz was 263 pounds.
Isn't what is Francis Ngannou? Isn't he like 260?
About that, yeah.
And he's 5, 6.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's a big guy, man.
He's a
naturally
big dude. He's a big dude. Let me see if we can pull up Ngannou.
And the scary thing is, he's just like Rampage. He was a worker in Cameroon they found, and he just happened to know how to whoop ass. Because when he fought Stipe, he didn't know he looked lost. He was like, "Fuck, I can't knock him out."
Actually,
and he couldn't wrestle him.
Francis Ngannou is 6'4", 259 pounds.
Oh damn! So Rampage is heavier than him.
59 pounds, but that's what happens when you're just, you know what I'm saying, when you discipline, man. I mean, and anyway, that was my whole rant on Rampage. I'm disappointed because Rampage was one of my favorite fighters, but he's somebody who makes a lot of excuses. Because after a while, people realized that he gave up on being a complete MMA athlete. He just wanted to be a boxer. I wanted people to fight him standing up, and people just started wrestling the shit out of Hampage. I mean, Ryan Bader beat Rampage in the UFC and just wrestled it.
John Jones did the same thing. John Jones just snatched his back and choked his ass out.
Exactly, because Rampage did not work on his whole game. Now here we are, years after, and Rampage is a hog. And it's just real disappointing. I mean, real talk. It's just real disappointing, bro. You know? But anyway, that's just me. I want to get into something else after. Frank Warren, I want to get you all comments on this. Frank Warren has said Anthony Joshua should give up all his belts, abdicate all his belts, so he can make the fight with Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder.
Why should he have to give up his straps to make that fight? That's the purpose of the fight.
Well, let's share what Frank Warren said. Let's make sure we keep it right and exact. I want y'all opinions on this because that man said he should give up all. So here we go. Are you seeing this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Warren has insisted that should he give up the belts, such obstacles like mandatories can be avoided, allowing fight fans to see the fight they want to see. And we go down and he says, if I was Anthony Joshua, I wouldn't fight again until we know the winner of this fight between Wilder and Fury, and then make the fight. Warren told the Telegraph, I'd let them strip me of my titles and not fight anybody until the big one. What's your opinion, Mr. Charles D?
That's retarded because if Wilder wins, he still has the title. That's unification. If Fury wins it, that you know is going to be another fight because then you know you got the draw and then one person's up. However you want to look at that, but still, it's for unification. That shit trumps mandatories. If you really want to make that fight, you don't have to take a mandatory. That fight's going to be there.
Well, Frank Warren is saying Anthony Joshua, his mandatory commitments. You know, he said the article says the veteran promoter who represents Gypsy King insists that a fight with either WBC champion or lineal champion Fury would be easier to make if Joshua did not have the issue of boxing organization ordering him to fight mandatory challengers.
But that's the point, man. Unification trumps this mandatory shit, man. Like, come on. What does he get out of losing them? Okay, let's say hypothetically he drops them titles.
Yeah.
Then it's wide open once again. The belts is all over the place.
Yes.
For what reason? And then you're gonna have a hard time unifying because who's gonna want to? You're gonna have a hard time getting someone to fight Wilder. I can see AJ getting his titles back. They'll fight him. Or Fury's gonna. It's just pointless. It just makes it one big goose chase all over again for the titles.
Well, that's what that man said. What do y'all say in the chat, man? Should Joshua give up these titles? Because Frank Warren is saying, goddamn, the fight would be easy. I'm not sure what he means. I'm wondering
exactly because it doesn't make sense for him to give it for what. He's holding the cards right now. He got 3 of them.
Exactly.
He shouldn't have to drop anything.
Exactly, but I don't know. I mean, these people want Joshua to do all these things to get a fight. That should be easy to make. We know what it is. It's a bigger fight if all the belts are on the line. It's a bigger fight. Why should he have to give up these belts? Why does he have to jump through all these hoops to get a fight with Fury or Wilder? What's all this?
I have no clue. I'm tired of the politics of this shit.
So Joshua has to do this and he has to do that to get a fight with Fury or Wilder. I mean,
so now you want the man to drop his 3 straps that he just fought to get back, and he looked good doing it. He boxed.
He did his job.
Like I ain't gonna hate. He did what he was supposed to do in the first fight.
Exactly. He did his job.
He ain't get the knockout, but he did what he was supposed to do. And now you want him to drop his 3 belts for no reason to make a fight that shouldn't be hard to make at all with either guy.
Well, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury essentially tied to each other for 2020 because they have 2 fights next year. Sorry.
They both have.
They've agreed to fight. No, they've agreed to fight again in the summer.
I thought they had a set date. What's this February shit that's floating around?
February is the first fight, and they've already said that they're going to have another fight. So they're going to do a trilogy, whether we want the trilogy or not. Suppose the second fight is shit, and then, you know, we don't want to see our fight again. But they've already said that they're going to fight again in the summer.
Well, but it would make sense because you figure the first fight's a draw.
Yeah.
Whoever wins this next fight, they're going to want to run that back. And then there's going to be a possibility for a 4th fight because say they split it. Somebody's going to want to get that advantage. They're going to want that too. They're going to want that too.
But is it wise to preempt a trilogy when there's a possibility of Undisputed on the line?
It was a possibility for Undisputed before Tyson Fury even came in the picture, before he announced his damn return.
Yeah. And
they still couldn't make that happen.
Yeah.
So right now, that's just add more confusion to this stupid ass situation. That it's easy to the fan, but pride is a motherfucker.
Red Glove says all they want is for AJ to hand over the belts to Wilder and pay him to do so. Like AJ didn't work to get what he got. That's what Red Glove says.
And I don't disagree. I mean,
that's a lot of fucking work to get them 4 belts, by the way. That's a lot of work. That's not like
and he got 3 of them. Why would I bust my ass to get 3 just to let me vacate just so I could get a fight when there's the potential for me to get all 4 and I'm the king of the division.
1-2 Kid says he wants AJ to give up the title, so it's a better chance of a 50-50 because AJ brings nothing to the table 50-50. I don't know. I mean, so 1-2 Kid is saying it's essentially a bar. Like if AJ gives up the belts, it brings down Joshua's belt. I mean, worth at the bargaining table. You agree with that?
He ain't got nothing to the table if he vacates his titles. Wilder would have he'll still have the WBC. He'll be a champion.
So basically, 1-2 Kid says that's the whole plan. That for Frank Warren is saying vacate the belts, and when you come to the table, you don't have no belts, and you will have to.
And then you got Tyson Fury holding on to this lineal bullshit. So they both are gonna have the upper hand on paper.
Oh, you don't.
If he vacates, I don't see how he even got lineal. Everybody tries to explain it to me like, look, you beat Klitschko. That's it. Klitschko didn't beat Lennox. Lennox was the last lineal.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he got granted that shit. Well, I don't care how anybody tries to explain it. You ain't beat Lennox.
If you listen to Dan Raphael, he says because the consensus number one was Vladimir Klitschko and Tyson beat him.
Yeah, but he never, whatever. He's still holding on to that lineal shit. He's holding on to that shit for dear life. That's what they're using to promote that shit. Lineal versus the WBC, or lineal versus the three belt holder. Like that shit is.
That's how you stack up lineal to anything else. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Frank Warren says he should give up the belts. And
stupid idea.
I don't see why. I don't see why. It's ridiculous. But I'm wondering, would Frank Warren have advised Tyson Fury to give up his belts?
Hell no.
Right. But that's just what I wanted to talk about Frank Warren, and nobody seems to agree. Where's Angel Santos? He gone?
Nah, he's still there. He's quiet.
No, he's on mute. But of course, we got to get on to your man Tank.
Hey man, that little undisciplined motherfucker boy. He gonna run into something soon. He don't take this craft serious. His conditioning.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna get him out of there. And they can't keep babying him. I don't want to hear this. Oh, well, he's only 25. He 25, motherfucker. You said it like he 18. He a grown man.
Yeah.
It's time to up the level of the competition, man. And take it serious. How you move up and weight and still can't make it?
Yeah, that's a good question. What up, Tommy Temper? How you doing, man?
Yo.
Like, I don't get it.
Angel Santos, you're back.
Yo, back, man.
I want to play something here that I noticed about Tank, right? He made some comments at his post-fight interview. You there, Angel?
Yep.
So I'm going to play for you what he said, and then I'm gonna continue on with what Floyd Mayweather said before that. So just give me a second. Let me pull it up for y'all. Hold on. All right. So we're gonna share the screen now. It needs audio, so I hope I don't get flagged for this shit. But whatever, man. Y'all seeing it? Y'all seeing it? Y'all there?
I ain't see that.
It's not up?
Yeah, it's on. I can see it now.
All right,
but
here we
I
go.
haven't seen that.
All right, here we go.
You now have the.
Oh, I was on mute. I was talking to my kids.
You now have the one of the WBA lightweight titles, but Lomachenko is the super champion. That's a fight, obviously, that I know you want and people have wanted to see you take. Do you feel this moves you closer to that fight because you both have the WBA lightweight titles now?
I mean, saying moving closer to that fight is like he above me. I don't feel like nobody above me. I'm the cash cow. I believe so. At 135, 130. I'm setting our range. I'm putting butts in the seat. So, I don't think he's doing that. So, line him up. I'm a fighter. I'm willing to fight anybody. I'm ready.
You think he would fight you?
Of course. I think right now it's like people will fight me off of not being. I'm not trying to be cocky, but off of them making it's a big risk, but also it's a big payday. So a lot of people want to get paid. He's at the end of his career, I believe. So so not at the end of his career. He up in age. So he's trying to make the biggest fights he can make at a short period of time. So everybody got that different path. I'm 25 years old. My stretch a little longer than his. So we taking our time.
Any comments?
He need to knock it the fuck off. Loma been calling him out. Talking about, I got time. He's stalling is what he's doing. And I'm surprised fucking Nostrils wasn't up there to speak for his ass.
Yeah, Schmellerby couldn't say nothing, man.
And it don't even gotta be Loma, dog. You got fights, you got people at your throat right now. You talking about they want to get paid. No, they want to fight.
You got
like you got an actual Burchell, beef with. Oh, go ahead, Santos.
Oh man, you got Burchell rubbing his hands like, yeah, yeah, come down here, come back down to 130.
Well, hold on. Let me.
And then you got Tevin Farmer who been on his heels, like you know what I'm saying. And that's a real fight that these two dudes don't even like each other. That fight'll sell just on the strength of them niggas don't even like each other.
Exactly. Yeah. Hold on. Let me play an interview from Floyd. One, two, kid, what up? Let me just play this quick. And I'll get back to you. I want y'all to listen to this one from Floyd. But this is from a fight before. Listen to how uncanny what Floyd said to what Tank said just now. Y'all see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Are y'all hearing it?
It's a little low.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
It's low.
Hold on.
Nah, I can see I can see him talking, but I can't hear nothing.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. Let me stop sharing. I'll be back. Let me try again. Share the audio. Full screen.
Lomachenko has to fight as many fights as possible, extremely quick, because he's very, very old. Tank is probably 10 years or 11 years younger than Lomachenko. Lomachenko will be 40 before you know it. There's no rush, Tank. Your job is to continue to go out there and do what you're doing. You making the same money Lomachenko is making, and you're doing it easier. Lomachenko just fought, and Lomachenko is a hell of a fighter, and I like Lomachenko. But the guy, after Tank went out there and beat the champion up, Lomachenko fought Tank leftovers and with the distance. And guess what? Tank didn't have to go to the Olympics. Tank didn't have to fight 300 amateur fights. Tank didn't have to fight 400 amateur fights. Tank gonna go out there and get the job done. This right here, he's the real one in boxing.
Hold on. So that was
so they're making the same money, but yet Tank just said they looking for paydays.
Yeah, they ain't trying to fight for They ain't trying to fight good competition. Facts.
So compare what Floyd said just now about Lomachenko is old and he don't have a lot of time left. I mean, it's like they're feeding Tank this bullshit. Oh, he's old. Don't worry about him and all this and all this and all this. However, Tank doesn't eat. He's always on Twitter calling out these people. He's, as you said, the Tevin Farmer fight. He's on Twitter talking about Tevin Farmer. Lomachenko. Josh Taylor just fought and won the Super Series. He's talking about Josh Taylor. If you're not going to take none of these fights, why are you still talking about these people?
To keep his name relevant. And they just told you their plan. They're refusing to fight Loma until he gets too old. And they know Teal's not going to stick around at 135. He's going to jump up to 140 after he unifies, most likely, because he's too big. So they're just waiting it out. That's what they're doing. That sounds like a business move, which I'm not a fan of because I'm a boxing fan.
LBZ, what up, man?
They need to stop babying this motherfucker. That's my whole point. He gonna have to fight somebody soon. He can't keep tap dancing around this shit. And honestly, I think and most of it is TMT, because they the ones who's doing this bullshit. They babying his ass. They had enabled him to do this shit.
Well, you see, he already has this attitude that he's the cash cow and he's putting butts in his seat. Cash cow. Didn't Tevin Farmer offer you more money to fight him on the zone that you could offer him on Showtime? What's happening?
That is true.
Am I tripping?
That is true.
I'm lying.
No, you're not.
So how is it that you're the cash cow, but the guy who you're dissing can offer you more money to fight him elsewhere? How?
He's not the cash cow. It's just the front. It's a front, man. It's a front to boost the brand, the PBC brand. That's what they're doing. I mean, I see it all clear as day. I see the big picture and everything that they're doing, which sucks because it's ruining boxing. You ain't seeing the best fight the best.
Nope, you're taking away great fights by doing this bullshit. So what's next for him? What he gonna fight? Santa Cruz?
Oh, he gonna fight. He gonna fight everybody on Twitter.
No, but realistically, if he's gonna step up, who's he stepping up to? It ain't gonna be Loma. He ain't taking Farmer. He ain't gonna fight Gary Russell.
He ain't gonna fight Tio.
So what is he gonna do?
Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, we had this conversation before. Leo Santa Cruz.
He don't even want that fight. He says he wants it, but man, listen, he wouldn't even fight Gary Russell. So why would he want to fight Tank?
Maybe it's bigger money for Tank.
Bigger than a Tevin Farmer or a Loma fight?
You mean for Leo Santa Cruz or for Tank? Because
for Tank,
maybe it's less risk.
There's definitely less risk if he fights Leo, but the money's going to be good for a Farmer or a Loma. Because what did he offer? What did Farmer offer him? $3 million, something like that.
More than that. It was like, I think Eddie said name and price was like $6-7 million.
Oh, these niggas is kicking bread around, boy. The zone ain't playing. Them niggas kicking around big bread. And these niggas ain't trying to get paid. That's the sad part.
Hold on. Let me make sure I can find it.
$5 million, and you said no for a dude that you said you wiped the floor with, man. If I know I could whoop your ass and you gonna pay me for it, nigga, I got the Birdman hands, nigga. I'm rubbing them shits, line them up. You gonna give me $5 million for each one of these motherfuckers? I'll knock your head off.
Man, please. I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding. Hold on.
Yo, I think Nonito Donaire come up to like 130, 135. Smash Tank.
That'd be a good fight.
So Eddie Hearn said, "Yeah, it was $5 million."
I would still give it to Tank if he fought Donaire, just because he coming up.
Yo, man, if Tank was looking at his corner in the crowd for help against Gamboa, imagine what Loma would do to him. That's where his mind's at. He'd be like, man, what am I going to do? Like, help. Throw me a life preserver.
If that little boy could keep his ass focused, I would edge the fight to Tank. Like if his conditioning was straight, yeah, I would give him a slight edge just because of youth. Like he could pose a problem. Like his punch placement is. I love his punch placement.
Yeah, he's got good punch placement. I'm just saying, it really doesn't matter how good your punch placement is if the motherfucker ain't in front of you.
Yeah, but Tank also low key could cut the ring off too. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't think Loma's gonna go in there and whitewash him. Now, if after this performance and he still think he top dog, but if that's what his mindset is gonna be coming into these fights, he rude awakening's coming real soon if he ever steps up his level of competition.
Well, Tank said nobody's above him. He don't feel like nobody's above him. So
well, for that to happen, he got to get in the ring with top dogs. You got to get in there with top competition. You think you're gonna run through it, man? Come on, nigga, let's see it.
No, his punch placement is very good. I think his skill set is very good, but his mind and his body aren't connected.
Nah, that boy is undisciplined like a motherfucker.
Yeah, so I mean, could you imagine the frustration that someone like Loma would present to him?
Oh, if he fought Loma instead of Gamboa, oh, that fight would have been one big shit. It'd have been a clean sweep. Yeah. I'd have gave Tank probably about 3 rounds, and Loma would have probably frustrated the hell out that boy, especially after round 5 when he was gassed. Loma would have he'd have stepped on the pedal. He'd have put the pedal to the metal on his ass.
He would have either quit or Loma would have stopped him.
I think Floyd understands also what Lomachenko might be able to do to Tank in terms of make it a very technical fight. Don't go for the kill and just make it a technical fight for 12 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Tank is I haven't seen him tested like that where his technical skills is really
see that his ring IQ put to the test.
Right. I haven't seen that. So
and a
if
high speed chess
Lomachenko
match
goes in there and takes that shit into deep waters where it's just a technical fight. I mean, for what we've seen from Tank, can he deal with that?
And he goes to the body too. He'll slow the hell out of it. He'll slow Tank down.
I don't think Tank can handle it from what I've seen of late. I really don't. I think he'll get frustrated and then force himself to try to go for the KO when he does get frustrated and keep getting clipped until the fight gets stopped or he quits. You know what I mean? That's how I see it going down.
But the whole thing is shit. We want to see it go down. God damn it! Get your ass in the ring and get your mind right.
Nah, it ain't gonna happen for about 2 or 3 years. That's the way they're talking.
Well, Devin Haney said he want to fight him. So what?
Yo, you saw his facial expression when they said Devin Haney wanted to fight him when he was doing that interview with what's his face? He said, "Who called me out?" They was like, "Devin Haney called you out." He's like, "Who?" Like he looked like he was a little worried about that one.
I respect Devin Haney because that dude he wants to fight right now, and a lot of people, I don't know if they want to take that risk with him because he don't really. His name has some clout, but not a lot. But he can really fight. So it's like,
but he's young,
right?
But the fact that he's younger than Tank, and he wants that action, that speaks to levels. Like you see where Devin feels he's at, and where Tank feels he's at.
Where Tank,
they said you want to fight Ryan Garcia. He said, yeah, he'll fight him. He didn't blink or hesitate when they said Ryan Garcia.
He said that he fight Garcia.
Yeah, he didn't hesitate or blink. He's like, that'll be a big money fight, and he would take that fight. I don't think Garcia is ready for that fight.
Know what to tell you. But one ticket, I don't think I got your opinion on this whole Frank Warren AJ should vacate his belts.
That is just another business move. If he vacates his belts, that's what they're gonna do. Then he's gonna have nothing to bring to the table, and they're gonna be like, well, you're gonna have to take 60-40. That's exactly what they're gonna pull, or we'll maybe bless you with a 50-50. And it's like, because he's not bringing anything to the table, so they feel that they're trying to cash out. That's just telling you that they're trying to cash out, win or lose. You know what I mean?
But Eddie Hearn said, he'll do 50-50. No problem. He'll do 50-50.
Why not? Then why would he need to vacate the titles? You would just unify your champion. You would
exactly. I don't know why would you want to lose? That takes away from undisputed.
Takes away
that's
from
the purpose
legacy
of the fight.
Right. Legacy. They're not concerned with legacy, man. They're just concerned with brand. They're pushing the brand.
And they can't tell me they can't say it's about the money, because either way you slice that, either fight, Wilder AJ, Wilder Fury AJ, the money is there.
Big money.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not the money.
It's the marination. They're gonna get as many easy fights before they can get that. Then they're gonna sell out in the big fight when these motherfuckers is 40.
And the one thing that I respect that AJ said, and I'm glad he lost, because he realizes it now, that the great case of marinating goes wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He had that bump in the road. Now it's like, you know what I'm saying? That pressure is off him.
Yeah.
Why he couldn't have that mindset before that? You know what I'm saying? Like it took that loss for you to realize, like, you know what? Shit. Especially if he'd have lost that rematch to Ruiz, it's like, oh damn.
The window is closing.
Exactly.
The window is closing on these fights.
Well, Joshua's 30 years old. He's not a young man. He's 30 years old.
Right.
No, but I'm saying if he would have lost that rematch to Ruiz, that AJ Wilder fight definitely doesn't happen. Not for unification, not for undisputed. Right. It'll happen just for the sake of them fighting, but the big money into that fight, it ain't gonna be as big as it was before. Not with that unification attached to it. Not for undisputed.
They would have immediately set up the unification bout if Andy Ruiz won.
True.
No doubt about it.
You think they would have undercut the Fury rematch and would have went straight? Yeah, we're gonna go undisputed right now.
Yeah.
No,
Either
well,
that or give him 2 cupcakes in the meantime and in between time.
oh, come on, 1, 2,
And a
kid,
Snickers
don't do
bar.
that. Oh, low blow. No, but I mean, when Ruiz had the belts, they were on. I think it was some Fox show or whatever, some fight they were on, Ruiz and Wilder, and they pretty much said, "Yeah, we're gonna fight." When this guy Wanger was on a podcast with Chris Mannix, I'm sorry I can't find the podcast now, so y'all can hear what he said. He said they would still do the Ruiz versus Wilder fight, even if Ruiz loses. They would not look at the Anthony Joshua fight. He said so on the Chris Mannix podcast. I'm sorry I can't find the podcast right now, but if you have a chance, go look up Chris Mannix interviews with the Fox VP of Sports, something Wanger, and the guy said they want to do Andy Ruiz still. They don't want to do and this is before the fight even happened.
But I mean,
they have no interest in fighting Anthony, no interest.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding. It's just brand. I mean, you know, the unification bout would have happened if Andy Ruiz would have won. We know that. Right. So that's telling you right there. The only thing they're concerned with is pushing their brand. That's all these guys is worried about, man. In a couple paydays and then stretching it out and then cashing out when they're both old. That's all that these guys are pushing in on the PBC side is just the brand, man. That's why you don't see them crossing over unless there's not many options. And then, you know, they're working with Top Rank a little here and there, but the fact of the matter is Top Rank's kind of drowned it too. So they kind of need the PBC. So I know what's happening. Like, you could see it. It's if you just step away from this shit and don't get caught up in the fighters, you see exactly what's happening. All Wilder was talking about was unification when they were about to have the rematch between Andy Ruiz and AJ.
Yes, sir.
Unification went directly out the window as soon as Andy Ruiz got beat. Right out the window. Why? AJ wanted it because they're not fighting on the zone. That's all.
I don't care if the niggas fought in a parking lot. I pay to see it.
Right, exactly. I would too, but I'm just telling you, they're just pushing their brand. They want their brand to be the name. You know what I'm saying? So they're giving these people, if you buy two, I'll put it in perspective. If you buy 2 pairs of pants, one's completely better material, made better, but then they throw a brand name on the other one, even though it's a cheap pair of pants, it ain't gonna last you more than a month. And these people want to go for the brand. They don't want to go for the quality. So that's what they're pushing. They're just pushing the brand, man. It's all hype.
Well, Lisa Bale said in her personal opinion, they don't want AJ to be the top dog. Every other A side don't have these problems. That's what she said.
Facts.
I don't know. I mean, y'all tell what y'all
and that fight could have been simple, man. 60-40, we could have been had unified.
But Charles D, but I think, but even at was it last year when the Wembley spot was open, Eddie Hearn said 60-40, no problem, let's go. And Wilder said, no, I'm gonna rock with Fury. And then Fury pulled the coke head move on him, duck the rematch, and signed with Top Rank. I'm like, why are you still putting your faith in Tyson Fury? What's this? Tyson Fury's gonna do what he does.
They want as many paydays as they could get.
And Tyson did exactly that after that first fight. He got what he wanted. The man said, let's fight in Wembley. You can get 60-40. He said, no, I'm not understanding what's happening. Then after Ruiz won on the Athletic, Deontay Wilder is on talking about how he don't even know the fight's going to happen for 50-50. What's happening? What's happening here? Right? Because I'm not understanding. Because when Ruiz had they were talking about how they want to do a PBC heavyweight belt now. They want to do a PBC belt. It's like, so AJ winning had to be the worst thing that ever happened to these people because they knew AJ was going to lose. Oh, they just knew he was going to lose. Right? They just knew. And then he won, and then people are now pissed off. And now it's, oh, we don't know. You got to vacate your belts. You got to do this. You got to do that. It's like, what? Keep it 100. I didn't even know people was pissed that he lost until I came home. I didn't even think the fight happened yet because I was, like I said, I was in prison, so I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm just playing catch up right now.
Right.
I watched the fight. This is one of the fights I watched. That fight after I watched the Porter Spence fight.
Yeah.
And to see people saying he's running and he boxed.
But that's how you know. That's how you know you don't really have a lot of actual boxing fans watching these fights. It's just people who, you know, fanboying. I'm like, I don't understand, like, because you saw trainers, Charles D. People like what was Danny Jacobs' former trainer? What was his name? Shit. Rosier.
Yeah.
And even Robert Garcia was like, oh, he just ran around the ring. He didn't look spectacular. I'm like, why would a 6 foot something guy? And even Charles D, I picked against AJ. I said, because Ruiz won the first match, I'm going to give him the edge. And Anthony Joshua has a tendency to fight shorter fighters to their strength, which is
that's how he lost the first one.
He hunches down and tries to box with him, like tries to fight with him.
Mm-hmm.
He did that against Povetkin and Takam, and he did it against Ruiz, and he lost. I could never imagine Anthony Joshua turning into a completely different fighter in months and doing that, where this man just maintained his height, boxed this man.
Got in the box's shape, got rid of some muscle, and then moved around the ring.
Guy, stop messing with them damn weights.
Yep.
I didn't imagine that. I didn't imagine he could do it. I didn't imagine he could do it.
And he did it.
He did it.
Yeah.
And you have people mad that he did what he was supposed to do. Look at Lennox Lewis versus David Tor. I didn't even remember that fight. It was some guy was like Lennox, because Lennox didn't shit on AJ, which is odd. But he said, you know, I mean, he did the same thing against David Tor. So I go look at the fight. He did the same thing. He just boxed David Tor for 12 rounds.
Why risk it? Why play the other man's game?
Right.
Exactly. When you can,
why not use my advantages?
Yeah. Exactly. You don't put yourself in harm's way and get the W.
That's it. So, man, I don't know any of these topics. You know, if y'all want to go in more on anything or anything y'all want to talk about, you know, we can discuss it here. You know, whatever.
I just looked at Unbiased video and was laughing my ass off.
You said,
oh, he showed up. He showed Errol Spence had a video on Instagram, and he's got nothing but bottles of liquor in the background.
Huh?
Yep.
He's talking, but he's got. I mean, I don't know if he ain't drinking it. Clearly, at least he's not drinking it on the video.
You think he's
it's just ironic that you're gonna sit here and post a video with bottles in the background.
He don't get it.
You just flipped your damn. You under heavy scrutiny right now because of that shit.
Yeah.
And you couldn't sit in the living room, or this is what you're doing.
He could just be trolling. We never know. You know what I'm saying?
But man, don't.
This is the age.
But why
troll.
open yourself up? Exactly. Why open up yourself to that kind of scrutiny? You know they're gonna complain about that shit.
Right. But any publicity is good publicity.
I mean, I guess. Okay. I guess.
It's gonna get. We talking about it right now, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
I just thought it was funny. I'm like, dude, you just flipped.
Me too.
You just flipped your car, and you sitting here with bottles in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Spencer's a weird dude, man.
That's just. I hope the best for him. You know what I'm saying? I hope he learned from it. I still want to see him get in the ring. I don't want to see him get in the ring as soon as he's saying he's going to get in the ring. He's talking about May or June. I don't know the extent of the injuries that happened in the crash.
Yeah,
but he can't be nowhere near 100%.
Well, he said he don't want no tune-ups. He want to jump straight back into that 2020. He sounded like
that's probably going to be that's not a good move.
He sounded like he had a pound of cotton when he was talking to Brian Kenny in his jaw. I was like, "What's this man? So he broke his jaw?
His teeth is fucked up. So his teeth, he got new teeth in. So I was explaining this. We were talking about before. When people get new teeth, and I did when I got into a car accident when I was a kid, and I had to learn not how to speak, but like my speech was slurred because you speak with your tongue. So if your teeth are in a different position, you literally have to learn how to pronunciate. You know what I'm saying? Like words and stuff. So that's what that was. That's why he's speaking with a slur. But that's what I'm guessing. Because he didn't seem like he was stuck on words at all. He just sounded funny when he was speaking. But I mean, I don't know why people ain't giving people like Danny the heat that they're attempting to give Bud Crawford. I mean, who is this guy fought lately? Who is he fighting? Yet you're telling yet these guys are sitting here talking to like Bud's ducking Sean Porter, and I'm like, Sean Porter don't want it either. You know what I'm saying? Well, Kenny Porter says it, and he's his boss, so whatever he says, it's like now you're making assumptions. But it's like now you
Kenny talking about sending that shit.
Yeah, but Sean's sitting there right there when he's doing interviews on a regular basis, even on his show, on the PBC show, saying he don't want no parts of that fight. You know, so
well, my opinion on the Porter, my opinion was that if it was that Porter wants the fight, if the fight is available, Crawford should take the fight because nobody else in PBC is fucking with Crawford. Like Danny Garcia ain't fighting nobody. Right. Spence is out till and you know it's odd because I heard Bob Arum was the first one to say that Crawford fight is not happening in 2020 and he don't know when Errol Spence is going to be back. And people said he was lying.
Right.
But seeing Errol Spence, I don't think he's even back 2020. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, it's possible, but I want 100% Earl Spence in there.
That's what I'm saying. He need to get his health together, man.
But then
that interview that I saw when he said he was coming back in May or June, it looked like he just got out of a fucking fight. His face wasn't even healed up.
But my thing is like, for the Porter Crawford, if the fight was available and Porter had no issue with it, Crawford should take the fight. I don't want to hear nothing about your friends. I don't want to hear that. If I'm your friend, make money with me. Let's make money.
Facts.
Right? That's how we put food on the table. That's how we make a living. We fight. So if the fight is available, Crawford should take the fight. Right?
And it would be a good fight. And it's a I mean, Porter got one of the best resumes in the division. If Crawford wants to make a statement and he beats Porter, shit, there's no you can't deny nothing.
It's a good fight, but this is what nobody's talking about. The other fight that they're pushing for is Ugas. Now, Ugas and Porter, neither one of these guys are ranked in the WBO at all. But Danny Garcia is ranked number 1.
Yes, sir.
And Danny Garcia was offered $4 to $5 million to fight him. And then now their narrative on the other side is, well, they offered Khan $7 million for the fight, and look what he did to what Danny did to Khan as to what Bud did, and it's like what? And they he knocked him out, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, they stopped the fight. Khan literally quit when he fought Bud. He quit. He didn't quit when he fought Danny. He got up. They just stopped it.
I think people just accept Danny as a duck these days because he ain't doing shit. This dude is, I don't know what his whole career. Is he holding
out for? And Danny looked good in his last fight
against Granados.
Is Keith Thurman injured?
Yeah, that's the guy that I just like, man. Fuck it. He got one foot in the game and 1 foot out the game.
My whole thing was when he got that Pacquiao fight, because remember, he said he was doing tune-ups, no big fights. When he fought Riverside, as soon as Manny Pacquiao came at him after that performance, he jumped right at Manny Pacquiao like it was going to be a walk in the park. And I'm like, you said, I was like, but that's what it was. That was that cash out. He knew that was a money fight. I can't speak for Keith Thurman, man, but just from the eye test, it looks like I don't think that hunger's gone.
Yeah. And it sucks because he's probably one of the most dynamic welterweights in the division, where he's a problem for anybody if he's 100%. But I mean, with his wife and the big paydays now and the injuries, I don't think his head's in the game like that no more. I think he's pretty damn comfortable.
Exactly.
I'm just not understanding because
no more.
I think you're correct. I mean, nobody's watching Danny or Keith, and I'm like, Crawford has to do something. Like, if the Porter fight is there, he has to take it because the other people over there are not gonna fight it. The Spence fight is off. That's not like 2022.
And Ugas is not an easy out for nobody.
No, I
would watch him fight Ugas.
Yeah, I would too. Hardcore boxing fans would. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, when you take that into consideration that neither one of these guys are ranked in the WBO, like it's just like you putting pressure on somebody. And I think Ugas beat Bud in the amateurs too, so they could probably sell that fight. But these guys ain't ranked, and then they want them to fight back to back. First Ugas, then Sean Porter. And Sean Porter and Ugas are the two PBC guys. It's funny to me Now all of a sudden PBC don't have a problem to make the fight because both of them guys are their throwaway guys. They use them for whatever. You know what I mean? They throw them out there. They're not throwing Spence out there like that. They're not throwing Manny out there like that. And they certainly ain't throwing Thurman out there like that. So, yeah, that's who these two guys are, basically. Like, they can lead the PBC and fight on another platform, but nobody else can because that's their name brand. So they don't really care. I don't think they care about Sean Porter. You know what I mean? Like that.
But, man, I just find it disappointing that you have... Well, you clearly have the best stable of welterweights. You clearly have the best stable.
Yes.
But
Facts.
we're not seeing much movement over there to do anything. So is it that PBC just going to pay these dudes to sit down, or what are they going to do?
Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing right now.
Just pay him to sit?
Yeah. Look, who's Manny fighting?
Yeah, there you go.
You know, who's Manny fighting? And he's waiting on a Mikey Garcia fight because you know
who
Manny
is
can
next for
basically, you know, I mean, who I mean, Manny can do what the fuck he wants at this point in his career. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but these other guys, these young guys, they don't really have any excuses.
So they're just sitting there aging and not doing nothing. So you're not really making no big money, and you're not accomplishing anything for your career because you're not unifying the division. Well, Spence unified the division. Thurman did that already, but they're not going for undisputed. They're not making no huge money that they could make because they're turning down offers from other people.
Sitting on their name. They're sitting on their name.
I'm not like, it's like over at the Zone. Everybody from, like we spoke about 1-2 Kid, from super welterweight down to super middleweight down to middleweight is just waiting for that Canelo blessing. So you're telling me all these people over there just waiting for a Manny Pacquiao blessing? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact. And Manny ain't going. I don't think Manny's going to fight Spence. I mean, if he does, this would be the time to do so.
This would be the time for anybody
Spence would
to
jump
so.
on it. Spence would probably jump on it too. But I mean, this would be the perfect time to do so because for Manny, because Spence coming off the accident, we don't know if he's 100%. And if he throws that offer out there. You think Spence not going to take it?
He better not.
Spence going to jump all over that.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna he's gonna take that fight if he can get it right now. Like if they told this motherfucker in May or June when he thinks he's coming back to fight and his first fight back is Pacquiao, he's gonna take that fight.
That is fucking sick. That is sick. But anyway, man, I'm gonna log off. If any one of y'all gonna go live, I'll join y'all because I gotta go clean my shit up and get out of here. But I want to thank y'all for coming on me, Charles D. I really appreciate it, brother. You know what I mean? I'm glad you're back with us. I was surprised
you was going on. Red Glove was like Iron Kong's live. I was like, he goes live now? Hey, I gotta hit the bell. I gotta hit the bell icon.
These people got me gassed up. They got me feeling like I'm a YouTuber now. I'm not a YouTuber.
Hey man, it don't hurt to get on here and talk some sports, man. It's if you got time to burn it.
No, but I'm gonna do some more MMA and kickboxing. That's kind of what I'm more into. I mean, I like boxing, but boxing sometimes really disappoints me. Sometimes boxing just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it is right now.
Politics.
Anyway, I want to thank y'all for joining me, man. But I hope y'all, next time we could get back on because I still want to get more into that super middleweight conversation again, 1-2 Kid, because I think we could speak some more about that. But again, thank y'all. Any last words from anybody? I see Angel Sanders put us on mute and he just fucked off, but that's all right.
Nah, Angel probably at work or something. Nah, man, I'm good though, man. Thanks for having me on though.
I appreciate
thanks for having me on too. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you, man. Y'all have a nice day. Peace.
You too.
You too, man. Be safe.